Mr. Matt Kessler,
Brad Shoemaker.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
Welcome to your first quick look.
My very first quick look. You never forget your first.
Well, we'll see about that.
I guess so.
Get back to me after it's over and see if you remember.
Oh, we've got a good game today.
Yeah, what have you brought for us?
We have Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies.
Yeah, you've been playing some of this because we gave it to you and told you to play it.
Exactly. You gave it to me, and I said yes.
Yeah.
And then I played through it, and we're going to play it in front of a capture sub.
All right.
And that should be fun. So, Dragon Quest.
Yes, Dragon Quest.
You wake up in a church, you save in churches, you divine to resurrect your party members, you've got a party of 4. This is Dragon Quest.
Are there slimes?
There are slimes.
Yes.
Fact, there are slimes.
Good to hear.
So, let's get to it.
Yeah, let's
adventure.
So, no connection with the last game, right?
No,
these are all pretty much standalone games.
No, like the Final Fantasy franchise, they're pretty much standalone entries, though, from my understanding, Dragon Quest is way more popular in Japan than
Final Fantasy.
I
think that's accurate.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the sort of game where Japan shuts down every time it's released.
Yeah, actually, I don't know who did the asking, but someone asked Enix to stop releasing these games on school days.
Yes,
I don't know if it was actually the Japanese government or who said that, or maybe it was some kind of education board or something. But everybody was skipping everything the days these games were coming out.
Yeah. But this is absolutely Dragon Quest. You start from a first-person perspective, you look at monsters, and you say fight.
Dude,
you have attack, abilities, spells, items, or defend, or the coup de grace if you get their health low enough. But this is straight Dragon Quest. This is a pretty traditional JRPG as I've ever played. And we worked that fungal.
Oh my god.
Gentlemen, prepare for pun action.
You warned me a little bit before this.
It has been fierce, and that is not the worst of them.
I'm excited.
Or the best of them.
Fungal is not a bad start.
It's not a bad start. So I've got a party of 4 people. I guess I should sort of explain the story. It's not really anything too out of the ordinary. You actually are playing as what is called that's a slime. That's a she slime.
Dude, how can you tell?
It's a female slime.
Did you look under its skirt?
You could tell when she's sliming. Some multiple she slimes.
She does.
Oh.
I've heard that about her.
Let's slice them.
Man, poor slimes.
Well,
slimes are not for killing.
They are now. We're popping them.
Man, they look so happy though. Did you name these guys?
Yeah,
I see that. I'm guessing that Matt was not a stock character.
No, that's actually probably the biggest departure, at least from the last Dragon Quest game, is that I've created every one of these characters. This actually, in a lot of ways, seems designed to be a multiplayer, a local multiplayer RPG. In fact,
perhaps a bit like Monster Hunter.
Perhaps a bit like Monster Hunter.
It seems to be like the game design craze that's sweeping Japan is make your game like Monster Hunter.
Well, you've got all those kids in one place on trains and in schools. Why not give them a game that lets them interact with their friends on their DS? Maybe not useful for us. I don't know. I don't have any friends to play Dragon Quest IX with.
And we only have one copy of the game.
True. It makes it hard to do multiplayer stuff.
As of this recording, the game's not out yet.
No, it is not out yet. It'll be out this Sunday. That's the 11th.
That might be today. Depending on when this video goes up.
Exactly. So we're playing this today. We're in the office.
Game might be out by the time you are watching this.
Hammerhood. It's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah, right. I guess I should be honest here. I've been waiting to do this quick look for a few hours, and I've just spent a lot of time running around and grinding. So
you're probably pretty over leveled for this level or this area.
For this area, definitely. Should we try and find some worse puns?
Sure.
Yeah.
You got any good ones saved up?
There are a couple good ones, sir. Keep fighting slimes. Not that I'm complaining. So there is actually a story mode in the game. You are cast as a Celestrian, which is basically the game's term for angels, because you can't talk about that church stuff. They have to cut it out, as they always have. You're an invisible spirit who's basically the guardian of the starting village in the game. And you're being a guardian, helping the town out, doing good deeds, and you're, doing guardian stuff.
Sure.
That is your life. Until one mysterious day when your hometown is destroyed in a mysterious fashion which I won't reveal even though it happens in the first 90 minutes. And you are sent plummeting to Earth. You lose your wings, your halo, and your magic powers, and you are trying to get back into heaven, or Paradiso, or whatever their higher existence plane is called.
Sure.
And you're just going out into the world, and I was rolling around solo for a little bit, but now I have a party of 4, and I actually made this entire crew.
Now you've got these jaunty fellows.
I do, and we're actually going out. I chose classes for them. I'll show customization a little bit, but Wingster.
Wingster.
He's
See,
got
he only has one eye, and
he
winks
has
at
one
you.
eye, and he winks. I'm almost in the next area. I'm almost at the worst puns, but yeah. Apart from the sort of multiplayer structure of the game that seems to be encouraging, 4 different players to get on into one adventure and go around questing, this seems pretty traditional Dragon Quest style. Going out on an adventure, killing monsters. There's a slime. It's not particularly original, but it's it seems well made.
First one for the DS, right?
It is the first one for a DS.
8 was PS2?
8 was the PS2 game. Both
Right.
games made by Level 5,
Yeah.
which some folks will tell you are the Dark Cloud people or the Rogue Galaxy people.
I like to think of them as the Professor
That's
Layton
the Professor
people.
Layton people.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a matchstick puzzle later.
Oh,
That
man.
will blow your
Dude,
mind.
Let's go straight to that.
Whooper Trooper. That's not great.
No.
It is not great. I'm not using much strategy here because I am whaling these fools, but I've got a full standard RPG crew here. I've got a warrior, a jack of all trades, a healer, and a mage. Actually, I may have to do some stuff, but man, if you've played an RPG before, you've played
what's going
Dragon
on
Quest
here,
IX.
huh? Nothing super out of the ordinary about
Nope.
the combat system?
Nope, I've got some abilities that...
Hot lick.
Hot lick!
Man, that sounds dangerous.
Sends 4 jets of flame. It's a fire attack. But yeah, it's pretty traditional. Different abilities will have different effects depending on the enemy stats. Let's see, what else? But the other thing is that you will get a multiplier on your damage if you hit enemies in a row. If you hit the same enemy over and over again, you'll start building up a multiplier to do more damage. But it's pretty mild stuff in general. It's nothing that's gonna force you to strategize much differently than you have in any other JRPG. Yeah, like, the big thing about this game is they brought Dragon Quest to the DS. And it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice.
Here we go, my friends.
Oh, no.
I'm so excited. Meowgician.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I like the tail.
That's pretty... Ugh.
Fluffy tail.
I guess it also bears mentioning that this game, like the other Dragon Quest games, was overseen by Akira Toriyama.
Yes.
The Dragon Ball Z dudes.
His stylistic elements are fully in evidence, I would say.
Exactly. And even though Giant Bomb has a strict animes for jerks policy, I think the style works pretty well for the DS. I think that the characters...
I think we tend to make an exception for Dragon Ball and its ilk.
I guess so, you're right. Dragon Ball is not nearly as offensive as the Z.
And this is sort of a distant familial relation, I guess you could say.
It's
Oh,
my
more
favorite
Wooper Troopers.
familiar. Yeah. There's one other good enemy that I'll look for, and then I guess I'll try fighting a boss.
Yeah,
a
we should
major
fight a
enemy.
boss.
We'll actually put my skills to the
Yeah,
test.
let's see some challenge.
We're just gonna mash attack on all these guys. What I like about the polygonal graphics on the DS is the way that characters move around in the battle space. They're not standing in a straight line. They're moving around. They're weaving a little bit. It's a tiny little thing that adds, a bit of flair to the combat that wasn't necessarily even in the PS2 game.
Sure.
And it's definitely sort of a reminder that, this is... At one point, this was a much different game. It sounds like it was an action RPG.
Whoa.
That they basically, at the last, or at some point in development, they pulled back on it and made it a traditional
That doesn't
RPG.
sound like a Dragon Quest game at all.
No, it sounded very different. Initial reports made it sound like something that was very much designed to target to the West.
Okay.
This is the White Knight.
Oh, man.
White.
That's pretty good.
That's not too terrible.
Yeah.
And this is actually the boss.
Okay.
I went to a new town. King was getting harassed by this knight. This is the knight who wants the princess. We don't want to give the princess to her, so he sent me out into the world to do battle. And that's what we're going to do.
Do it.
Ah! His red eyes.
Do you do anything with the touchscreen at all during the battle?
There are,
besides selecting the menus.
There are
obviously,
touchscreen controls for selecting menus, and that's it. This is you will do just fine on the D-pad. The other thing you can do, though, is, I'll show it in a little bit, you'll be able to move around, use the touchscreen as a analog stick, and basically sort of point in a direction to get more specific control than you could with the DS. In the meantime, I'm gonna smash this knight. It's also probably worth pointing out that there's not a lot of character interaction in this game. I'm sort of walking around with a group of robots.
Well, I mean, if you've got carte blanche to make all your characters,
exactly.
You can't give them that much personality.
You know, it's not a reference that anyone's going to get, but it definitely sort of, it seems a little like what Obsidian did with Storm Zahir, that they sort of made this RPG that could be more open because you could control all these different characters, but it's, I don't know.
We should have gotten one Matthew Rory in here if we're going to be talking about Storm of Zahir.
He could tell me everything I want to know about Storm Zahir.
He knows some stuff.
He knows some stuff. We're going to cast magic. We're going to fight. Helga attacked with lightning speed. Take that. Crack. His defense is down.
This is actually this is being published by Nintendo.
That's right.
Not Square Enix.
No, Nintendo took control of this, and I think the reason for that probably is that this game probably won't sell amazingly well here in the States. No, the Dragon Quest franchise has been ridiculously successful in its home territory, and not so successful. That Monster Hunter comparison you brought up earlier is apt.
Yeah, I guess so, because Monster Hunter has its following here, but not.
But yeah,
certainly not in the on the scale that it does in Japan.
Though to be fair, the Dragon Quest fans are not nearly as crazy as Monster Hunter fans.
You're probably right about that.
Probably. I want to hang out with people who like slimes.
I want to hang out with slimes themselves.
Yes.
Cut out the middleman.
Oh, they should release a new Dragon Quest Heroes. Bring back slime action.
Well, that leads me to wonder if Nintendo handled the localization then for this, if their famed Treehouse division.
I wouldn't be surprised because the translation has been really just super upbeat, and it hasn't been slow. It hasn't been serious. Like, this is a lighthearted RPG, and it got a lighthearted translation that definitely helps keeps things moving. But you know, I haven't cared much about the story yet. I'm waiting to get a reason to care. Really, the appeal so far has been, we made a pretty good RPG, and you can put it in your pocket. Attacks! Slash!
So is this actually your first time fighting this boss?
No, I've actually fought this boss a couple times already by myself and lost. And
Aha.
I could not figure out why I was dying over and over again.
So you're by no means confident in your chances of victory?
No, in fact, I've been training this crew specifically for the purpose of taking down this knight on camera.
Quick look may end here.
You know, I'm in good company to end a quick look.
What are you trying to say?
I think you know what I'm trying to say.
I'm not going to respond to that.
No, I think you're just going to fire me.
It wouldn't be the first time.
It would not be the first time today.
So, have you, obviously, like I said, we only have the one copy. But have you at least gotten a sense of what the multiplayer features are like?
It looks like you're going to be able to team up with 4 people in local multiplayer and go on specific quests.
Okay, so you're not playing through this same story mode.
No,
okay.
I think there is some interaction in the local campaign, but what it's really about is going to be buying specific quests from vendors and going on high level, let's just call them raids.
Sure.
They're not, but let's call them raids. High-level raids for epic loot. That's actually a nice little change from the previous Dragon Quest games. All of your armor and weapons are reflected in the look of the character.
Okay.
So you know, it's got that Diablo vibe where you are getting cooler as you are getting new stuff. Oh, I hate this guy.
He shouldn't heal himself.
No.
He should just let you win so we can look at some other stuff.
It was a lot more messed up when it was just one guy. When it was just me alone. Let's
give him the hot lick.
Give him the hot lick, and put him to sleep, and stab him in the neck, and reduce his defense.
If this is like RPGs that I am familiar with, bosses don't go to sleep very easily.
No. It was a fool's errand. But I had to try. And now I tried.
He's not asleep.
He's not asleep. He's the opposite of asleep.
Oh, you mean awake?
I think that's what I said.
Okay.
I think that's what was implied. JRPG action.
Yeah, I don't know if action is the word I would use, but yes.
It is certainly what this is. You need help.
I'm trying to think back on the lineage of Dragon Quest games. Like 8 was a level 5 game on the PS2. 7 was a PS1 game, I believe.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think 7 was a PS1. And
Those games are pretty spread out.
And then there's a few... How many SNES games? Oh no!
Oh man,
She's
it's not
dead.
looking good.
Healer's dead. There are no rest zones. Someone break out.
Damn the torpedoes, Matt.
Ah!
Full speed ahead.
And by full steam ahead, I mean hit him with the spear.
Okay.
I mean, this is not... Oh!
Oh
There
man.
we go.
Did you get him?
Victory's mine.
Awesome.
You can tell because it slows down.
Excellent. Is this like the older Dragon Quest where... Actually, I don't remember if the old ones were like that, but does that dead character not get the experience for this battle?
No,
Okay,
it totally
she does.
And actually, that's been super nice. Is whenever you die in battle, you lose half your money, but you keep all your experience
Man,
points.
that still doesn't sound that nice to me.
Well, you can deposit in the bank.
Okay.
There's a bank.
All right.
You deposit your gold in the bank. Oh, and I increase my experience points. And this will probably... Let's see if I get any skill points. Like, that is the most... Oh, that's it.
Iron Gauntlets.
Iron Gauntlets. I'm going to put that on my man named Matt. It's like I'm wearing the Iron Gauntlets. I don't know. I don't know why she's mistaken you.
Whoa.
That's
It's like
my
carrying a
fairy
fairy
friend.
in your pocket.
Her name is Stella. She's your fairy friend. And I do not like the look of this character very much. I think that skirt is a little too short.
Yeah, those boots are
Whew.
perhaps not age appropriate.
This
for that
game is for
character.
children. This game is for everyone.
Or the audience, yeah, for that matter. A little risque. Are you telling
Bunch of
the
story
truth?
stuff. Yeah, I am.
All right.
I tricked this guy to get out here. And there's going to be a bunch of story stuff.
Oh, good.
So, I guess it's, worth mentioning that polygonal graphics, not too shabby.
Yeah, it looks decent.
It looks about the same. You've played the Final Fantasy remakes for the DS, right?
Yes, I played a decent amount of 4.
Did it have slowdown issues with that
Not that I
polygonal
recall.
stuff?
No, 4 performed quite well.
Well, I would say that if there are more than, let's say, 6 polygonal models on screen at any time, the game starts chugging.
That's
You have to get out of there. Yeah, it's not really apparent in battles. It's more in towns when there's like polygonal buildings and your entire party running around. All right, we're about to get back into the world. We're about to go on a new pun escapade.
Let's tweak out a character. You got some new gear.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned character
head back.
customization.
Oh, and
Let's take a look at that before we...
And we can take a look at this. The best part being dead. The coffin follows you around.
Oh, man. That's pretty good.
That is super weird.
Get away from those Whooper Troopers.
Oh!
No more Whooper Troopers.
They came from
Oh,
behind.
I like that the coffin is in the battle, though.
Yep,
That's
it's
pretty
there.
good.
Everyone, you guys. Yeah, this is... I mean, for all the changes they made and the multiplayer focus, like, this is a Dragon Quest game.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it's
or you should.
It is an RPG. It's
Yeah.
a JRPG-ass RPG. But I don't know. I found the combat enjoyable, and I'm definitely looking to play a little more of it.
Yeah, it seems like it moves at a decent clip.
That's probably the best part of the game. It's like, it's a good handheld fit. Battles load quickly.
Yep.
Battles move quickly. There's not a lot of time spent. You can move through a menu quickly.
Always nice.
There's not too much in the way of downtime, which is, absolutely what you need in a portable game.
Now, can you customize out in the field here, or do you have to go back somewhere?
Oh, no. You actually have to go back and recruit the party member.
Oh,
That's
geez.
probably... Actually, here is something really nice. Let's say, what do I need to do now? You hit the Y button. story so far.
That's
Anytime
not
you
so
want.
bad.
Tells you
Alright.
exactly where you need to go. That's been
Sure.
a lifesaver. It's useful in a game like a JRPG where you are traveling all over the world and you can sometimes get a little messed up about where you're supposed to go.
Or especially if you take a break for a while.
Yes, absolutely.
I have a terrible time coming back to a game like this after like a month off or whatever.
Well, Brad, all you need to do is hit Y.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
And you're there. All right, let's go into town. Let's rotate the camera a
Yeah.
little, which is like a weird thing to be surprised by, but yeah. Also, here's the other weird part of Dragon Quest. Important characters and your player characters are all polygonal. NPCs in the game are two-dimensional
Oh wow,
sprites.
yeah, those guys are totally sprites,
It's a
aren't they? That's
It is a weird look, and
huh.
it's I'll show you why if we'll run just near the inn because it's the biggest polygonal object in the map. It's because when you have these objects in the screen, the game starts to chug a little. Well, it didn't do it there. Normally it does.
I think you're seeing things.
Oh, I saw it before. There was chugging and. Shut up, Brad. All right, we're gonna do some customization. We'll swap a character. We'll swap that corpse out for a new man. So we talked to Patty in the inn.
Wait, so you actually have to bring a new party member in?
Yes,
Like,
we're-
is that, there's no way to resurrect that
Oh,
character?
there is. I could
Oh,
have
okay.
gone to the inn.
Oh,
but,
okay, okay.
F that. I don't want to
Yeah,
hang
let's
around
see a
with
new
dead
character.
people. Oh, got a part with a friend. Oh, part with a friend is... Oh, sorry about that. Part with a friend is only for characters that you've already created, but we'll drop off our priest. Okay, so you can't drop off dead players.
All right.
Alright, so instead, we'll drop off one of these living guys.
Later, Helga.
And this will give you an idea of the character customization at the start of the game, so...
Helga's gonna go wash her lederhosen.
Alright, let's recruit a friend. You want to apply for a new party member? And then you literally just choose the class and go. We'll go
Ooh, a
martial
minstrel. Oh, fine.
art. Minstrel's the jack of all trades,
Okay.
and I'm already a minstrel.
All right.
What do we want?
Yes, you are.
Dude or lady? Make the tough choices, Brad.
Let's go with a female.
Let's go with the lady. Lady martial artist.
Saucy female martial artist.
Saucy female midget martial artist. We'll go.
Oh, spiky hair.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That hair is over 1,000. You've got a selection of ridiculous eyes. But yeah, it's a pretty standard customization. You know, the only thing that's sort of weird about it is that you're doing it for your entire party. And her name is...
Name her ASDF.
Dad.
Okay. That'll work.
I'm not going to read too much into that. Yes. Alright. This is my martial artist. She starts at level 1. So she is not leveling up with the rest of the party.
That sounds kind of like a bummer.
Yeah, that's definitely been the biggest bummer, you know, is...
It'd be nice if they derive like a base level based on your other characters or
Yeah.
something, you know?
But,
So you just have to take that character out and grind forever?
yeah, that's how 5 hours of gameplay became closer to 7 hours. It was me going around the world, and Dragon Quest has always been sort of that classic grinding
Oh
JRPG.
man, yeah, dude.
So,
Even the first one,
yeah,
which I ended up with 2 copies of, because you got a free copy when you subscribe to Nintendo Power.
What?
Yeah,
What
I've got a sealed NES copy of Dragon. Well, actually, it was called Dragon Warrior back then.
Yes, Dragon Warrior.
I forget when they
real
made
name.
the change over to Quest, but in the U.S. it was definitely Dragon Warrior for a while.
And then they came out with Dragon Warrior 3, but it was actually Dragon Warrior 6.
Right.
Wait.
But I remember copious grinding being required in that game.
Yeah, this...
You wanted to beat the Iron Golem or whatever.
There's definitely hasn't been as much of it here. I think in general it hasn't been too difficult, but no, I guess if there's any problem with the game is that this is it. Okay, let's just find one more
All right,
bad
yeah,
pun.
I'm giving you
Last pun.
yes.
Run through the jungle looking for puns.
This area
Almost
is
there.
punless.
No, this area is punless, which means that we need to find puns. Oh,
Is that? Oh, I was
that's-
just about to
that's him.
ask if that
That's
was.
him.
Yes, there it is.
That's him. Oh,
Here it comes. It's the mythical Cruel Cumber.
Cruel Cumber.
He doesn't look so cruel. He looks
He's
kind
not.
of jovial, actually.
He's just down for a good time. He knows when it's
Man,
time to
well,
party.
jeez.
Well, this is These are the
you were
first
not down
enemies
the
in the
party.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
Even with my dead corpse
So
following me.
Wow, so they just, as they say, they started the show with the showstopper.
They did.
Cruel Cumber is right
Well,
there
there's
up front.
there's one more, and this is
Okay.
him.
I thought I gave you a limit here.
This okay, the real
Okay.
last pun.
All right, the sack squash.
Sack squash.
What's coming out of his mouth?
Wheat.
Huh.
Evil wheat.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's the worst kind of wheat.
That looks like no wheat I am familiar with.
But yeah, that's Dragon Quest IX.
All right, Sentinels of the Starry Skies out now.
Yeah, it's out
Probably.
now. Probably.
If it's Sunday or after, then it's out.
I don't think it's particularly. It's not like grabbing me because it's original or the story is great. It just seems like a well-made JRPG. So
Yeah, I'd be curious to find out what the multiplayer is like.
yeah, I'll play it a little bit more and investigate. But yeah, if this looks interesting, get it where you live.
All right, thank you, Matt Kessler, at the end
Thanks,
of your
Brad.
first quick look.
Whew, that.
You did well,
I have to go get rid of that.
but now you're fired.
I have to get rid of that Swedish meat fish. So,
Okay.
excuse me.
Have fun with that.
I will.
All right.